तो आमी घेतलो तो टॅक्सी ॲपाचो आनी चड करून टॅक्नॉलॉजी इन ट्रान्सपोर्ट सॅक्टर. आतां आमची इंडस्ट्री खंयची ज्यो आहा ती टुरिजम इंडस्ट्री. तूं पळयल्यार गोंयांची आतां इंडस्ट्री एकूच चलता ती टुरिजम. If we have over 2.5 lakh people who we say are employed in this industry, we generate 2,000 to 2,500 crores in taxes. And it is very critical that we stay abreast with whatever trends are there in the world. You see every other sector of the tourism industry. You see transport into the state, airlines, buses or trains, technology is there. You see hotels, technology is there. You see restaurants, technology is there. You see local experiences, technology is there. And this is a trend which is prevalent throughout the world. You go any part of the world, it is there and the consumer is used to it. It is only in Goa that we do not have technology in transport. Small attempts have been made with Goa Miles and Goa Taxi app, but what we are saying is the customer does not have choice. It is like going back to an era where the only car you could buy was a Maruti or a Fiat or buy a BSNL phone, and we know what that resulted in. So it is our humble request to our taxi brothers to please introduce taxi technology in the transport sector, not only in the taxi sector but also into public transport, improve public transport. Now this issue has been going on for a number of years. Amka app naka. You go even to Bangalore today, there's an app like Nama Yatri which rickshaw drivers have gotten into. So how can Goa remain backward in this regard? The government has to remain strong because this is something which benefits consumers. Consumers are far more in number than a section of taxi operators who are well organized. So the government has to be strong. This is your third term. You have a double engine sarkar, two terms in the center, third term in the center going on, and every time we move forward we seem to want to take a step back. We would also urge that all hotels and any other operator please support app-based taxis as well as taxi stands. Please see that the consumer has choice. This is a question of freedom of business. It is not a question of allowing someone from outside to take your business. Please start your own app. You can start an app like Nama Yatri. No one is stopping you. But do not say we do not want technology in the sector. It is like saying that the customer should not have choice. Now when you come to Goa Miles, the issue which is pertinent here is people are looking at saying that Goa Miles we do not want. These are figures I'm quoting for Goa Miles, so we might have to recheck them, but Goa Miles is telling us today there are 2,600 drivers that they employ on a semi-permanent basis. Monthly revenues per that drivers, average revenues are 55 to 80,000 rupees. They are generating 10 crores in taxes for to the state. Because they have got scale, they can run welfare programs for these drivers. They are also financing people in buying vehicles. So what really is the issue? If you do not want to move ahead with the times, then because of a few vested interests, then you're going to kill the goose, which is the tourism industry. So my final request is that the government stands strong on this. Please see that app-based taxis are allowed everywhere in Goa, across the length and breadth. And also we request that the opposition come together with the government on this for the good of Goa. Find a solution which helps us to move forward. Not that every time it says that amka app naka, amka ye naka. Let's say amka kite zai and see how we can do it.
In fact, what we are finding, I'll add on that, on the political front, we see within the same dispensation there is, if you see in the newspaper, the argument actually सगळ्यांक समजपाक जाय की tourism is the core business for Goa. As you said, 2.5 lakh are employed. म्हणजे तुम्ही multiply केला into 4, कितके लोक tourism जेता. If we take population of one say 18 or 19 lakhs, because new census is not come, as old census 15 lakh. कितके लोक झाले? We are talking about 7 to 8 lakhs. So if 8 lakhs people are dependent on tourism, and because of one vertical in the industry, if he is not going to support overall and spoil the environment, आता कोणाकूय भायल्या कोणाकूय विचार, तुम्ही तुमचो सर्वे करा, आमकां सोडात तुम्ही, कोणाकूय विचार कितें प्रॉब्लेम आहा गोव्यान, कितें आसा सगळें बरें आसा म्हणटा, फक्त टॅक्सीचो प्रॉब्लेम आसा म्हणटा, कोणाकूय विचारा तुम्ही. सो इफ दॅट इज द केस, इट्स हाय टायम all politicians needs to come together and not to politicize and let the government do their job as far as regularizing whatever whichever way you want it. And the government has always said, at least on the what we see in the newspaper, that they are ready to support any taxi operator if they are ready to come on the board to start their own taxi app. So I think it is high time we do it. Reason being, because of this, एक तुम्ही अंडरस्टँड करपा जाय की बाकी सगळेच ओपन आसा. आयजूच तुम्ही पळयतलो न्यूजपेपरान श्रीलंकान केला फ्रॉम ऑक्टोबर free visa not only for Goans, for 35 countries. Now we, as a India will have their own regulation, set of regulation. आमचो इंडियाचो कितें आसा ते whatever they we have visa XYZ, that's fine. But you see the people where they are luring the tourists into their country. So in Goa, if we are failed to address this issue, be rest assured we are seeing the downward trend. Because कितें आसा, competition सगळीकडे आसतले, and when we are in the competition we have to be on our toes. आता तुम्ही खंयच्या हॉटेलांक पळयात ते अपग्रेड करीत आसता, कित्याक कस्टमर एक्सपिरियन्स हेज टू बी गिवन टू देम, अनलेस कस्टमर एक्सपिरियन्स आसा ते परत येवचे ना. Similarly, on the transport front, it is high time that all MLAs talk in one front. You forget about the even opposition need to help us out, but within the dispensation, what we see in the belt itself, each MLA talking in their own language, thinking as a vote bank. Please don't treat this taxi issue as your vote bank politics. It is a bread and butter for Goa, and it's high time that everybody comes into one direction. And one thing I can assure you, there is enough of business. When we are talking about ki दोन airports survive atli, other day we see TAG coming up with tying up the hotel in Anjuna coming up, or for that matter some other properties coming up. So if so many hotels are coming, we have 2 airports which are coming in, more airlines wants to come into Goa. If that is the case, be rest assured there is enough business for everyone. Now तो जो ग्राफ आसता प्लस वयर सकयल आसतलो, ही ऑफ सीजन आसा म्हणून सगळे बिजनेस कमी आसा. टॅक्सी ड्रायव्हराक प्रॉब्लेम आसो ना. इफ यू सी ऑल हॉटेल्स ऑल्सो आमकां डावन आसा बिजनेस. सो एवरीबडी इट्स अप्स एंड डावन इन द इट्स अ पार्ट ऑफ सायकल ऑफ बिजनेस. बट त्याच्या खातीर तुम्ही जे तुम्ही हे करता चक्का जाम हे ते आनी नॅशनल मिडियाचे पिकअप करता ते कॅन्सल करता. तुमकां दिता इट्स टुरिजम इंडस्ट्री इज सो सेन्सिटीव. आतां ते रेड अलर्ट आयले पेपरार 2 दीस पयलीं आयले की गोवा वील हॅव रेड अलर्ट. ते कॅन्सलेशन जाता भरपूर बुकिंगां. कित्याक जाता? बिकॉज व्हेरी सेन्सिटीव बिजनेस. सो सिमिलर विथ दीस टायप ऑफ की आमी चक्का धाम करतले, आमी टुरिस्ट हे करतले, इज अल्टिमेटली वी आर हिटींग अवर सेल्फ. सो आतां आय थिंक हाय टायम वी हॅव टू अंडरस्टँड. अँड वन थिंग ऑल्सो वी it is not only tourist centric, Goans are also using. म्हाका सांग, सकाळी आमी फातोडे वयता, कोण फ्लायटीर वयता, तो गोवा टॅक्सी ॲप बेस्ड टॅक्सी यूज करतात की बाकीचे टॅक्सी यूज करतात वेर एवर इट्स कन्विनियंट टू द कस्टमर. पयलीं फोनार लायताले की म्हाका वयता, म्हाका कोणाक दी, कोण वळखीचो टॅक्सी आसा. इफ दॅट इज नॉट अवेलेबल, इफ कोण नासले जाल्यार दे आर युजींग गोवा मायल्स ऑर गोवा टॅक्सी ॲप. So it's high time the taxi brothers have to understand not to get carried away, and there is opportunity plenty for everyone. Rather than fighting, they may have there some genuine issues of that MOPA तुझो हे वाडयला, पार्किंग फी वाडयला की की एंट्री जाताना तुगे चार्ज मारता. सो दॅट गव्हर्मेंट कॅन ॲड्रेस इट विच एवर वे. आय अंडरस्टँड इट मे बी नॅशनल हायवे हू हॅव चार्ज इट विच एवर वे. So that is secondary. But as far as that आमकां ॲपूच नाका, आमकां ॲप बेस्ड टॅक्सीच नाका. I think it's high time we all come together. And it's not only tourist centric. Please understand, even locals are using taxis, and locals are also getting affected big time because lack of good, as the president just said, lack of good public transport. So even we will take this opportunity to request government to have a proper public transport. In Panjim we are seeing they have started, and we see people like he's using regularly. If I don't have opportunity from there, coming from where I'm staying, but if I have opportunity, I will use this public transport, and automatically decongestion will happen, and it will be a better place for everyone. So it's high time we need to understand, and we take a step wherein government needs to be firm on this and not to get carried away because XYZ is opposing the app-based taxis. App-based taxis is need of us. We are not saying it only has to be Goa taxi app or what you call Goa miles. It can be any app-based taxi, but technology is there. आता हे taxi भाव whenever they are staying somewhere, suppose they are कलंगूट, ते स्विगीन मागना, जेवण मागना, मागयता न्ही मागीर. So they are using technology. So it's not correct to say that no आमी use करपाक नको की customer आमकां benefit जावचो ना. But one thing you have to understand, gone are those days wherein I will have one bhade per day and I will survive, or 3 bhades a week and I will have my gala time. It's not there. It is a world of competition. Our population is also gone up. The number of overall opportunities also are increasing. So automatically once competition grows up, people will have their own ways of to do businesses. So it's high time. And one thing, they will get return fare, which they are not understanding. Right now they are using it. It's not that they are not using. They are taking the return fare. They are passing on to other customers. In Kalangut, if you see, the taxis are waiting outside and they are transferring the customers there. So it is a high time to everybody to realize, and we as we request press to support us in this endeavor, because it is not tourist centric, it is Goa centric, and locals are also getting badly affected.
Lastly, just to add one point, all taxi apps should be allowed all over Goa, be it North Goa, South Goa, every hotel, airport, railway, bus stand. All app-based taxis should be allowed everywhere, along with the local taxi stand. Local taxi stand can still survive, but they should also embrace technology and the apps.
म्हणजे 2 प्रश्न आसात. एक सेफ्टी विशयाचेर तुमी कोण उलयना. इवन हायकोर्टान सुद्दां फाटल्या फावटी इश्यू घेतिल्लो की एका टुरिस्टाचो सेफ्टी कितें. फाटल्या दिसांनी ड्रायव्हराक सुद्दां कोण टुरिस्ट अशें व्हरताले आनी वाटेक मारून उडयताले हे जाले भितर. सो एप बेज जर आसत जाल्यार एक सेफ्टी उरता. हांव ट्रॅकिंग घालूंक शकता.
एब्सोल्युटली, इट्स गुड पॉयंट, व्हेरी गुड पॉयंट.
हो सेफ्टी मेन जो इश्यू आसा पळय, फाल्यां म्हाका कितें कॉन्फिडन्स हांव हे टॅक्सीन बसलो हांव सेफ आसा.
आय एग्री विथ, एब्सोल्युटली करेक्ट. तुम्ही जे म्हणटा ते करेक्ट, एब्सोल्युटली.
ॲप बेस जाय सेफ्टी लागून. इवन इट वॉज डिस्कस्ड इन हाय
इमर्जन्सी बटन आसा न्ही ते.
दॅट इज फायन. आतां कितें जाता, आय टेल यू गिव सिंपल एग्जांपल. सपोज इफ माय डॉटर इज ट्रॅव्हलिंग इन मुंबय, सकाळ फुडेंची फ्लायट आहा, ते फर्स्ट इन द टॅक्सी येतकूच ते म्हाका हे धाडटा, लिंक धाडटा की आय एम सेट इन दिस टॅक्सी एंड आय एम एबल टू ट्रॅक वन्स शी रिचीज. आय नो. सो इट इज सो सेफ. I think this point we have missed out. I think it is a very good point, and I think this is one of the point which we need to highlight.
Technology.
Technology, but this safety angle which helps because of the technology, which I think everybody needs to understand.
नाही फाल्यां कोण नोटोरियस टुरिस्ट जावन येतले आणि टॅक्सीवाल्याकूय ड्रायव्हराकूय लुटतले, व्हरतले वाटेक. दोगांकूय
ड्रायव्हराचो सेफ्टी आणि कस्टमराचो सेफ्टी दोन्ही.
सो सेफ्टी पॉइंट कोण हे करना म्हणून इश्यू केलो.
100%.
सेकंड क्वेश्चन, टॅक्सी मिटराचो इतलो इश्यू घेतलो. शेवट ताणी पापाना पोसली ताका टॅक्सी मिटराचेर. ह्या बाबतींत तुमी कितें करूंक शकतात? आता फक्त प्रेस कॉन्फरन्स हे सोडून तुमी कितें तुमी ॲप करूंक शकतात? कसो
कोण असोसिएशन
वो हेचेर तुमचो एक ॲप करूंक शकता टॅक्सीवाल्यांक हेल्प करपाक, ते जर करना जाल्यार?
सध्या पळय तुवें पळयल्यार गोवा मायल्स आहा, दॅट इज प्रमोटेड. पयले DTDCचो सपोर्ट आसलो, आतां प्रायवेट आसलो. तो असलो ॲप आहा जाल्यार आनीक नवो ॲप आमच्या सायडीन हाडूंक कितें आहा? द क्वेश्चन रिमेन्स, तांकां फ्री लेवल प्लेइंग फील्ड आसूंक जाय न्हू. आतां ते खूंय गेले हॉटेलार पिकअप,
तांचेर विश्वास ना कोणाचेर.
ते कशें म्हणटा, ते गव्हर्मेंटचोच प्रमोटेड ॲप न्ही, ते म्हणपाचें ते.
तो आमी ॲप
दुसरो ॲप गोवा टॅक्सी ॲप परत आमी टॅक्सी वाले खातीर केले न्ही.
आमीय नमा यात्रेच्या बरा आमचें इनिशियल डिस्कशन जालां. आतां तुमी बेंगलोर गेल्यार एक कॉमन जो नमा यात्री कितें ओला युबराचे कितें इशू पयले आसताले की दे वर नॉट ड्रायव्हर फ्रेंडली हें आसलें. आतां नमा यात्री जो ॲप आहा ते म्हणटा आमी कमिशन मॉडेल न्हू, आमी कितें सबस्क्रिप्शन बेज. इनिशियल डिस्कशन आमचें जालां. ते म्हणटा तुमी आमकां सेफ्टी अश्युअर कर, हें कर. वी आर विलिंग टू टॉक टू द ट्रान्सपोर्ट डिपार्टमेंट अँड सी दॅट दिस app comes in place. We will work a model which is fair to the driver, we will work a model which is fair to the customer. Now if आमच्या हातीन एन्फोर्समेंट ना, तर तुमी आमी कितें गेलें, कोणें कोणाक मारलो, how can we assure it? That the government has to do. The only person who can enforce law is the government. So if the government can assure that an app will come and where law will be enforced, then I'm sure people like Nama Yatri will be happy to enter. It is
more than app you all want, more than meters you all want app now.
See, it is moving with trends.
See, the meter was an old thing. By the time we got the thing, the world had moved forward. What we are saying is that the customer has to have choice and a fair, transparent rate. Now, you go anywhere in the world today, there is an app. The customer is used to it. The Economist, which is a respected paper, said that every destination today in Southeast Asia or Middle East, forget Europe or America, which has still got legacy issues, but Middle East from Vietnam to Thailand is is after Indian tourists. Free visas, special things for weddings, everything is being given. So if we cannot even keep pace with trends which are there, then obviously we are going to be at a backstage. So we are asking that we be common with what is happening in the world.
The existing app of Goa Miles is not enough. You're asking for other apps.
No, we are not asking. This thing, we are saying that more apps, if needed, be allowed. But at the moment, at least Goa Miles should be allowed to operate freely. And if you can get other apps also, it's great. Right now, the main issue which is coming is that there is a chakka jam to stop Goa Miles also, besides the other issues. So we are saying that please allow everyone freedom to operate.
Right, so there is a Goa taxi app also, right, which is a Goa government promoted. Goa Miles is a promoted, which is a GTDC, where Goa government is also part of it technically. It is under PPP. Similarly, Goa taxi app, it is purely done with the Goa government has done it. They have put in the republished rates on the app. Still nobody is coming on the board. So they फक्त सांगपा जाय की आमका हो नाका तो नाका म्हणून. ओके की त्याचो प्राइस कमी आसता हो आसता. सो बेसिकली आमी एक अंडरस्टँड करपा जाय की वी नीड टू चेंज द मायंडसेट बिकॉज इफ गोवा नीड्स टू सस्टेन, गोवा नीड्स टू प्रोग्रेस आनी सगळ्याच्या बेनिफीट जावपा जाय जाल्यार आय थिंक मायंड चेंज ऑफ मायंडसेट जाय की आमी एक भाडे जावन जावचे ना. टेक्नॉलॉजी इज अ वे फॉरवर्ड एंड नॉट ओनली दॅट रिटर्न फेअर मेळटलो सगळ्याक. म्हणजे आतां सपोज तो रुपया जोडटालो तो आय कॅन बी रेस्ट अश्युअर्ड 1.5 रुपया जोडटलो तो. हांव म्हणना डबल जोडटलो पण 1.5 रुपया जोडटलो. इनफॅक्ट वील मेक मोर मनी. सो आय थिंक इट्स एंड ते जाणा इट्स नॉट दॅट दे आर नॉट अवेअर ऑफ इट. And they are all young guys also who are coming into it. And I think unfortunately what we see in Goa, everything is politicized. थंय एकटो एक म्हणटा एकटा बेल्टक एक म्हणटा की आमकां हो नाका तो नाका. इट्स नॉट पॉसिबल इन टुडेज. फाल्यां हांव सांगतलो म्हाज्या हॉटेलाकूच बिझनेस जाय, दुसऱ्या हॉटेलाक दिवपाचो ना. हाव इट्स पॉसिबल. ते तशें जाली, दादागिरी जाली. So it's high time, I think everybody needs to understand.
All politicians have to come together to solve this matter once and for all.
Because
opposition, ruling party, everybody.
Absolutely. Otherwise, we are going to see a downward trend for in Goa for business. I'm तुमका आताच warning दिता. If we are not able to come united, all politicians, all political parties does not come united and support this initiative, I think we'll see the downward trend into the Goa because other destinations are more free and open and more welcome.
आमी परत मूळ प्रश्नाकडे येऊया की तुमका कितें दिसता म्हणजे कित्याक लुटपाक जाय म्हणून तांकां हे नाका काय तांकां चड काम करपाक नाका
ना म्हाका दिसता
केले रिटर्न फेअर मेळपाचें आनी कामूच करपाक नाका म्हणून कितें दिसता
आमच्या म्हणून कितें तें मायंडसेट चेंज जाता. तें कितें एपान येतलें. आतां सद्या इतलो कंट्रोल आहा बिजनसार. कंट्रोल भायर वयतलो हातींतलो. हांव म्हणना लुटपाक ना. खूब टॅक्सी ड्रायव्हर गोंयान आतां एकदम बरें आहा. तूं आतां आमच्याच हॉटेलान भायर बीन केन्नाय आसल्यार इशू गोंयकार टॅक्सी ड्रायव्हर तुका येवन कितें बॅग बीन उरल्यार दितले पोत्ते. ते ट्रस्ट फॅक्टर आहा. खूब टॅक्सी ड्रायव्हर बरें आहा. इट इज जस्ट कितें म्हाका मायंडसेट आहा कितें आमचें बिजनस वयतलें आनी
थोडे लोक आसा आनी उजो पेट्टा.
आनी दुसरें म्हणजे गोवा मायल्स गोंयकारूच चलयता. ताका भायले न्ही. सो 1 lakh ऑफ टॅक्सी ड्रायव्हर्स आर रेडी. दॅट मिन्स सो इट इज नॉट दॅट. सो तो मायंडसेट चेंज गरज आहा. आनी बेट्टे कितें आसा जाणा आतां चाव्यो मारता न्ही पॉलिटिशियन ते स्टॉप जावपा जाय.
ते म्हाका दिसता विथीन द टॅक्सी लॉबीक थोडे वेस्टेड इंट्रस्ट आहा जिसले कंट्रोल कोणाचे कंट्रोल आहा ते तेंच्या हातींतले भायर सरतले म्हूण म्हाका दिसता. ते भायर पडटले म्हूण हे येता आनी मागीर सगल्यांक रॅली करता भिवन.
सो ऑपोजिशन लिडर मिसगायड करता म्हणटा तांकां.
ना वी आर नॉट सेइंग दॅट.
वी आर नॉट सेइंग ऑपोजिशन. पळय पॉलिटिशियन जो हे आहा ते इशू आहा लोकांचे बीन आहा तेन्ना ते फुडें सोदतले तेंचे आहा तेन्ना कितें आमी कितें म्हणटा विथीन द टॅक्सी इंडस्ट्री जे आहा ते क्लियर पिक्चर दिना ते.
So government is not convincing the taxi drivers the way it should and the promote because it itself has a.
It is not the government. Government have said that we want taxi driver app, I mean taxi app, all those things. It is unfortunately people who are in the government also. They are making unnecessary statements and creating more confusion in the minds of the people. So I think it's
High time government has to take a strong
step. Whatever
third term in power in the center, second term in power in the state, double engine.
In fact, I will go one
result
further.
Has to come, no, end of the day.
We'll go further. When the new government came in, when we met the then government, the high authorities, they had promised that we'll resolve within 3 to 4 months. We'll have this thing. Taka zali ata 3 वर्ष आली. So every time if assurances are given and the things are not resolved, and then everybody has opportunity to politicize things, I think it's high time we stop this type of thing and let's everybody focus on the business and betterment of Goa and increase the pie of tourism industry, where everybody, each person who are involved in the industry makes better living.
And आयज टॅक्सी कार प्रोटेस्ट करता, मागीर फाल्यां हॉटेल आनी रेस्टॉरंट येतलो आनी म्हणटले आमकां आनी हॉटेल आनी रेस्टॉरंट नाका. कशें जातलें? How will we move ahead if all verticals will start saying we don't want any more hotels, we don't want any more this, we don't want any more that. Government cannot succumb to pressure tactics like this. परत every 6 months अशें चालू आसा न्ही.
ना, पण आमी म्हणटात न्ही 80% जॉब लोकलांक दिवपाक जाय. तशेंच तांकां दिसता न्ही की बाबा हो बिझनेस भायर कोणाक वचचो न्ही.
भायले कोण
आमी काय म्हणना ते
आनी टॅक्सी येवचे ना, ॲप बेस्ड टॅक्सी एक्झिस्टिंग टॅक्सी काराक बिझनेस दिता.
आमचे
भंय आसा की भायले येवन येतले, भायले
मिसकन्सेप्शन, तेच आमी परत म्हणटा न्ही. मायंडसेट आसा, दे आर गेटिंग मिसगायडेड. कोण तरी मिसगायड करता की अशें जातलें.
आतां आमी आतां हॉटेलान बीन एनी वन इज यूज टू बुकींग थ्रू टेक्नॉलॉजी न्हू. आतां एवरी वन वॉन्ट्स टू डू थिंग्स लास्ट सेकंड. तो आमी कितें म्हणटा, तुमी टॅप करा न्हू, तुमचे टॅप करा आनी तुमी रन करा न्हू.
And we'll support as an industry.
app is there, they have to just join.
Even if they don't want to join, we are okay. Let them have their own app. Government sangla they will support, or making an app is not a big cost. We as an industry will support. Let them come with their own app. Where we are saying no.
सगळे लोकांक बिझनेस मेळटले.
You are going to support them if they
Absolutely.
If they come with an app,
absolutely we are ready to support.
But you can't say you don't want someone else in business. I can't say because I have a hotel that you don't want someone else. Someone else comes, you have to allow them as long as you follow.
It's a competition. We are living in democracy.
All apps should be allowed everywhere in Goa. It is the need of the day. Locals will benefit, tourists also will benefit.
So the government जे app आसा पळय तितून ऍड जावपाक तुमी कितें कन्विन्स करना तेंकां?
तर आमी ऑनेस्टली आमी सांगता, आमचे एक 4 years बॅक आमी एक वायट पेपर केलेलो. एक सेक्टर आमी आपयलेलें हिंगा वॉज टॅक्सी ड्रायव्हर युनियन. तेंचे 500 लिडर येयले. तांकां कांय ते लिडर आहा तांकां कांय डायलॉग करपाची इंट्रस्ट नासली. ते येयलेले आमकां इन्सल्ट करून. ते ऑनेस्टली लिडरांचें सांगता हांव, आमी ट्राय केले, आमच्या भितर तेंच्या भितर डायलॉग जायना. आमी केन्नाय रेडी आहा डायलॉग करूंक, बट रिजनेबल आहा. तुमी येवन आमकां गायो सांगूंक जायना.
And one thing we have to understand, they are part of us. See, as a taxi driver, they are part of our industry, and we require them for our sustainability. As they require us to sustain for their sustainability. Similarly, we require them for our sustainability. It is just getting change in mindset and getting it regularized. And let's be fair to everyone. म्हाका हांव भायर रावता टॅक्सी म्हाका पयलीं म्हाकाच मेळपाक जाय.
सगळे टॅक्सीकार आर युजींग टेक्नॉलॉजी. तेंचे कडेन स्मार्टफोन आसा न्ही, फक्त ॲप डावनलोड करूंक जाय आनी वापरूंक जाय. आतां सुद्दां जाता न्ही अशें.
सो ॲप यूज करना, सो टुरिजम इंडस्ट्री कितलो लॉस जाता
ते एस्टिमेट सांगूंक जायना ते लॉस, पूण ते बॅड परसेप्शन आहा आनी हें आहा कितें येना तें जातलें. आतां सांगूंक कशें जाता, आफ्टर कोवीड 3 year बूम इयर जालें. ह्या वर्सान तूं पळयल्यार कोणाचे बिझनस 25-30% डावन आहा. लोकांक ऑप्शनूय आहा. आनी हे मॅगझिन्सूय कितें म्हणटा, गोवा इज नो लॉंगर एज गूड वॅल्यू फॉर मनी एज यू आर गेटिंग ओवर देर. सो आमी हे स्लायड करना. हे स्लायड इफ यू डोंट करेक्ट युजींग अ नंबर मेजर्स देन लॉंग टर्म इश्यू जातले. ते स्लो वाडत जाता. ते कॅन्सर कसो जाता तो.
आनी आतां सीझन ट्रेंड कशें आसा, एवरीबडी इज एक्सपेक्टिंग not increase.
So all hotels आमी रेट देवयला. सगळे हॉटेल्स आनी रेट देवयला 20%, 25%. You can check it up if you will have a record. Last year कितें चलताले, ह्या वर्सा कितें चलता. So it's a competition. We also need to compete and we also have to.
International destination is competing with Goa. मागीर कोण तरी डोमेस्टीक टुरिस्ट आसा, should we go to Goa or international destination? बरें दिसता न्ही इंटरनॅशनल आमी गेले. So they are providing all those features over there. We also have to stay with the trends.
लोकल सेंट्रिक इशू, इट इज नॉट ओनली रिलेटेड टू टुरिस्ट. आमी म्हणटा की फक्त टुरिस्टाक बेनिफीट जातलो, टुरिस्ट आसात पण आमकां एज अ लोकल्स ऑल्सो वील गेट बेनिफीट एंड बिजनेस वील ग्रो.